Yo, what's going on YouTube? Man, they released this new killer called the Deathslinger with the PTB, and my god, is this killer so fun. I'm so excited to play this guy. I can't wait for him to come to life. This video is going to be a quick video just explaining what he does, what all he's capable of, and just essentially giving you like an idea of what this killer can do. This isn't going to be as in-depth as some of my other guides. I'm not going to go into like full detail. I mean, he's only really been out for like a couple days, so I don't think I really have the qualifications, I guess, to really say how to play him perfectly yet, because even I don't know yet. But I want to show you guys everything that I found within the first few days of testing him and let you know exactly how he works and what he's capable of, and maybe you guys going forward, we could all figure out together exactly how good or bad he is as, you know, as a community. So let's hop right in and explain things. So first things first, we'll talk about his basic stats. He's a tall killer. He has a 24-meter tear radius, which is a little bit lower than average. And he runs 4.4 meters per second, which is the same speed as, say, Huntress and Hag. His ability is a harpoon gun that he can shoot that sticks into survivors, and then you can reel them back into you. If you can manage to pull them close enough to you, then you could just swing like a normal basic attack and hit them. However, you'll know that there's a bar that's labeled chain that goes up the more you have them pulled. The survivors can resist the chain, and if the bar goes the whole way up before you can get a hit, they break free. You suffer a 4-second stun, and they get put into the deep wound state. It's also important to know that if you hit them while they're full health, if you pull them the whole way to you and then hit them, you actually put them in deep wound state yourself. So no matter what, if you hook somebody, as long as you don't let go of the hook, then they'll go into deep wound state at least. However, if they're not anything other than full health, then you'll down them. If they're either injured or in deep wounds, and then you reel them in and hit them, they'll go down. The only time they go to deep wounds is if they're in the healthy, full health state. This reel bar will actually go down faster as well if there's an object touching the chain. So basically, if you shoot someone and they go behind an object, or if they're behind an object and there's a chain in the way, the chain will glow red and the bar will fill up much faster, and they'll be able to break out much easier. Fellow survivors can also get in the way of the chain and do the same thing, but it's a lot riskier because you risk yourself getting hit. But fellow survivors can also help and help the chain get broken quicker by getting in between. You can also cancel it at any time while you're reeling by just swinging your M1, and it completely breaks you out while avoiding the stun. This is a really good way to avoid the stun if the bar is about to fill up and you don't think you're going to get a hit. But keep in mind, if you do this, it'll cancel the breakout as well. So if the survivor's full health, it won't put them into deep wounds. This is only worth doing if the survivor you have hooked is injured. If they're full health, you want to let the chain break so that they go into deep wounds and become injured. After a bit of testing, it seems that no matter what you do, as long as you're holding M2 and reeling them in, they get to you the same speed no matter what. Although strafing backwards while reeling them in, you can pull them a greater distance and get them further away from any safe tiles that they might be at. A lot of people are telling me right now that pulling backwards while reeling actually makes it go faster. But after doing a lot of testing, it seems like no matter what happens, as long as you're holding M2, it seems like they get to you the exact same amount of time. It's just the amount of distance that you pull them away from wherever you have them hooked is different depending on where you strafe. The way the Harpoon works is it's a very tiny hitbox, and it's a projectile. So it takes some time to travel, and it's a very tiny hitbox. If you're just outside of the pill-sized hitbox of the survivor, you'll miss it. You got to be pretty precise with it. The projectile is not extremely fast moving too. As you can see right here, you do have to lead distances from far away, although you don't have to lead them an extreme amount. It's only a slight bit. But getting used to this projectile speed is going to be one of the hardest things as far as getting good with this killer. I also just want to mention that the max range of the Harpoon is 18 meters. We tested it and confirmed it. I don't really have footage to show it, but I can just tell you for sure it's 18 meters. I 100% confirmed it. Something really important to keep in mind as well is that if the rope is about to break, you can lunge out of it. So if they're just at a range, you can actually lunge forward and get a little bit of extra distance. This helps you get hits that you normally wouldn't if you just try to reel them the whole way to you. So keep that in mind. Lunging out at the last second can get you a lot of hits. There's also no wind-up time. The ADS time is basically instant. So there's no like real warning or real setup you have to do to hit a shot. All you got to do is M2, M1, which gives them a really big advantage over, say, Huntress. Because of this, you'll find yourself in a lot of situations, especially around like maze tiles and stuff, where normally as a Huntress, you'd have to wind up a hatchet and they would make the corner. But as this killer, you could just M2, M1 really fast and then get a hit that you couldn't with Huntress. Okay, back to the tiny hitbox. So this is a really big deal because it means that you can shoot people over like low walled objects really easily. Like even if they're crouching, you can hit them pretty easily because the hitbox is so tiny, which makes like small truck loops like this basically impossible to play against. It also means you could hit some pretty insanely like hitbox porn-esque shots through like tiny little holes that doesn't even seem like you should be able to hit through, but the hitbox is so tiny that it can fit through it. So it can be really difficult to actually land in like a realistic match, but it's definitely possible to do. Also, a lot of these spots aren't really practical. A lot of these spots you won't actually be able to follow up with a hit. But I mean, if they're full health, you can injure them. Or if you just want to do it because it looks cool, then it's pretty nifty. But pretty much anything that you can see through, you can shoot through, essentially. I haven't really noticed a lot of things that you can't shoot through that you can see through. I'd be willing to bet that maybe like fences on Batum you wouldn't be able to shoot through. But it seems like almost everything, as long as you can see through it, you can shoot through it. On top of this, it's really important to know that the survivors have giant pill hitboxes and they extend a little bit above their head. So even if they're like behind a full wall, if you aim at the very top of that wall and squeeze your hitbox like right through the top of it, you can still get hits even when you can't even see them. It's actually quite ridiculous. And I don't know if a lot of people really know this about this killer yet, but you can get hits around a lot of walls that it seems like you shouldn't. Again, this requires a lot of precision though. You can see in this clip that even if you aim just a little bit too high and shoot, it won't land. You have to basically have the very tip of your iron sight like right at the very tip of the top of the wall for it to hit. If it's even a slightly too high, it won't connect. But it is definitely possible, and it's something that people can work on and improve at. These awesome hitboxes make it so that a lot of these tiles that have tiny little holes in them become really useful as this killer, and you can manage to squeeze out some pretty insane hooks on people. The last thing I want to mention is that windows are pretty much amazing with this guy. If you could hook someone through a window, you can pull them back to the window or just pull yourself to the window and then hit them through it, which might seem obvious, but I think a lot of people could overlook it. But it's definitely important to keep in mind, and if you ever have a chance to play a window with this guy, definitely take it if possible. All right, I think that covers like pretty much all the basics to like what he's capable of and what he can do. So now I just want to do some actual gameplay. I just want to show you guys how he plays out in a real match. So I'm going to queue up in the PTB. This build is not really anything special. It's just whatever perks I had at like level 39 or whatever the hell I was. So this isn't really anything crazy. I'll Mori someone too, just so you guys can see the animation. But yeah, this is just going to be how he plays on a map. I'm just going to play through a match like I would in a regular gameplay video, and you guys can check out and see like how he actually feels mid-match. And yeah, so let's give that a try. All right, I mean, I didn't burn a map offering, so I guess what do you expect? You know, this is actually okay because this map has a lot of windows, so like this actually might be okay. He has a lot of good play around windows because of the fact that you can pull them back to him or whatever, so this actually might end up being okay. Let's see how it goes anyway. I mean, it can go one way or the other. I actually don't know. This might either be amazing or it might be awful. My small terror radius should help me a little bit too, as far as like creeping up on people, although I really wish I had Monitor and Abuse. Monitor and Abuse is really good on this killer because he has a low terror radius by default, 24 meters, and it makes it even lower. So you can kind of like you can kind of sneak up on people, and you can get like a lot. They basically get a lot less like initial distance on you, which is really useful. I actually don't know how that whiffed. Oops. I don't want to quite reload yet because I want to make sure I keep an eye on her. I thought she would loop that. I wanted to keep her in a loop, but I guess not. I'll reload now. It's okay. Boop, 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 doop. You don't lose too much distance reloading, although you definitely lose some. Damn, man. I can't hit my shots right now. Okay, to be fair, this is my first game of the day. Like, this killer is definitely like getting used to like the projectile distance and stuff is kind of tough. It gets a little bit of it takes a little bit of getting used to. And I'm gonna go ahead and just say first game of the day is never gonna be pretty. What the hell is going on here? Also, if you can get your first M1 hit without your harpoon, that's really ideal. That way you can follow it up with a harpoon attack. So like, I'm just gonna M1 her. So now I still have my harpoon. I don't have to go through the reload, you know? So now if I can just catch up to her. Now she's dead. Dead. Just like that, dead. Dead. D-E-D, dead. Dead. Also, there's someone on this gen because of Gearhead. Which, I didn't really explain a whole lot, his perks, but that was Gearhead right there. You know, we actually might be able to down him, too. Come here, bud. No, get around the wall. Oh, he really managed to stay on that wall. Damn, that sucks. I could have maybe got him if I would have, like, reeled closer to him. Hey! Was that dead hard? What the hell just happened? What the hell just happened to me? That must have been dead hard. All right, I'm just gonna get this hook. That should have been another down. That could have been really good if I could have got it down there, but that is okay. We still got pressure on the gen, so that's a-okay with me. Boop. What the? There's like some weird bug on the PTB where when you hook people, it like shifts you away from the hook. It's really awkward. It is hella weird. Oh, where you at? Oh, I could have tried to take a crazy shot there. It would have been crazy, but I could have tried. She's still going? There she is. I don't even have to. Well, yeah, I am. I was gonna not use my gun, but that dead hard kind of made me have to. Oopsie. Come here, buddy. I'm gonna be honest. This killer is so satisfying feeling. I think my favorite thing about this killer is the fact that you don't have to like aid it, like unlike Huntress, you don't have to like wind up. You can just M2 M1. Like you can basically like quick scope, you know? There's no like winding up. It's literally just like bang, you know? Just like that. Bang. I'm gonna let him break out because it'll injure him, which I want. I'll eat the stun for the sake of him going into deep wounds. I'm cool with that. Like it's such a satisfying feeling to just be able to like draw the gun and shoot like immediately. Like that. It's so satisfying. I love it so much. It feels so good. Oh, I was trying to cancel it. I was trying to pull it to the last second and cancel it, but I couldn't quite get there. She managed to get behind the wall. That was really good on her part. I am bugged out right now and I can't see my gun. Will this fix it? Okay, there we go. Kind of hard to hit a shot when you can't see your fucking iron sights, you know? Where'd this guy go? Oh, he went that way. He just went some weird way. Oh, what the hell is this? Oh, I don't want to talk. Dude, the hitbox is so precise, though. Like that, man, that's rough. I feel like literally if a survivor is just like AD spamming, you know what I mean? Like you might know what I mean by AD spamming, especially if you play like FPS games like Overwatch and stuff. Like just like AD spam, just like back and forth spam. It makes it so the hitbox is like so precise that if you even just whiff it by like a little bit, like I know they have pill-sized hitboxes, but still, like if you whiff it by just a little bit, you miss the whole thing, and it's quite depressing. It is quite depressing. I heard someone on this gen. I heard it start to regress. What? Dedicated servers! Why are you like this, dedicated servers? Please stop. Fuck, he got past the wall. That sucks. I was trying to get him before he can get that window vault so I can pull him back to my window, but he got the vault off, so what are you gonna do? Wait, what? Oh, I thought that blood. Oh, no, that blood in the room. I thought it was his blood, but that's just the blood that's always there on Larry's. Oh, man, dude. Larry's just debated me so hard, dude. I saw the blood and I thought it was the Dwight's blood, but it was just random Larry's blood. Okay. I don't know what's going on here, but okay. What if I could shoot through that? I don't know. That's glass. I probably can't. Come to me. This map is definitely kind of rough because there's a lot. I feel like even whenever I oh, I should probably Mori this guy. Here, I'll show you guys the Mori. Here, I'll show you the Mori. I feel like even whenever I I'll explain it later. Hold on a second. We got a Mori to see. Bang! 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 You're dead now. Bang! That Mori is amazing, dude. God damn, do I love that Mori. It is so sick. So fucking sick, man. I love it so much. The fucking gunshot through the mouth. Oh, dude, it's so fucking brutal. I love it, man. Like, you can definitely shoot over these. Like, the hitboxes, like, I don't think a lot of people realize, like, the hitboxes, like, the survivors' hitboxes are, like, gigantic pills. If you guys missed the dev stream, you might have missed it. But the survivors' hitboxes are giant pills. So even, like objects that they're standing behind, sometimes like the pill-shaped hitbox will like extend over the top of it, and the hitbox of this projectile is so precise that shit like that is not safe. It ain't safe. I missed that shot. Oops. I should have been able to hit that, but I whiffed it. I fucking sputted out. I potatoed. So, but yeah, I think that's a lot of things. I think that's something that people are gonna come to learn as they play more, just how like crazy the hitbox is. Fuck, I keep whiffing these shots. I keep thinking they're gonna go to like the right side and they go to the left side. This map is such a bad map, though. Oh, fuck, I was trying to shoot. Like, this map is like the worst for this killer, I feel like. Like, there's so many like There's so many walls that you can go around. There's so many ways that you could like break line of sight and like break the harpoon. It's very rough. It's kind of interesting that I got this map out of all the maps. I'm actually not gonna Mori her yet. I mean, I have Dying Light anyway, and I don't want to just Mori everyone on this the first chance I get. That feels kind of that's not fun, you know. That's not fun. Where's the gameplay in that? That's not gameplay. That's just Moriing people. Come, friend. Dude, this killer, I gotta say though, like regardless of, okay, I'm not making any statements on like what tier level this killer is. I feel like people have been asking me constantly like, what tier is this killer? Is he high tier, low tier? Is he good, bad? People have been asking me that all the time, and I don't know. Okay, it's really early. I'll say this much. I'll just like discuss it while chasing this guy. I'll say this much. This killer has a really high skill ceiling. So he's just camping there. Hey, buddy. So like, it's gonna be one of those killers that it's gonna be really hard to know, you know. Like, I think it's gonna take like a month or two before people get like really good at him, because as it is right now, everyone's still learning him, you know. And honestly, if you go for like a shot that you shouldn't, right? Like if I'm chasing someone and I randomly shoot, miss, have to go through the reload, that's a lot of like missed time. You know what I mean? Like as a killer, that's a lot of downtime that you could be spending getting downs. And it might not seem like much, but that's like the difference between winning a game and losing a game a lot of the time, you know? It's kind of the same thing that happened with Huntress. When Huntress first came out, people were kind of bad with her, and it took a little bit of time before people got really good with her. It's a big learning step, you know? And like learning to like min-max your time and like not go for bad shots and only go for shots that are worth going for, that's gonna make the big difference in figuring out like how good or bad this killer really is, as far as like, you know, a tier list. I thought he was gonna run past. Is he trying to Smeckledorf my ass? This guy's trying to Smeckledorf my ass, dude. I don't like being Smeckledorfed, my friend. I don't know where he went. I am being Smeckledorfed. I'm being 100% Smeckledorfed right now. He is the Smeckledorfer, and I am the Smeckledorfy right now. That's what's happening. I don't know where he went. But anyway, yeah. So, I don't want to talk about like how strong he is, but I will say, regardless of how strong he is... Fuck, I could have hit that, but I hit the wall. Regardless of how strong he is fun as fuck. Like, he is so fun to play, dude. Even if I, like, lose every game, dude, it's so fucking fun. Like, I'm having a blast. As someone that plays a lot of, like, FPS games, I'm having a real good time. I could have got a shot there, but I just whiffed it. Okay, the way he works with windows right now is weird. If you're, like, too close to the window, it just, like, won't work. It's really odd. Like, these shots are just like, they're not even going through the window. They're just going nowhere. It's really weird. But you can shoot through windows and get hits. You just can't hug the window. For some reason, hugging the window... I'll try to show you guys an example. I've actually been toying around with this quite a bit. I led that way too much, dude. Again, trying to get used to the fucking projectile distance is going to be the hardest part of this whole thing. Is she really staying? Does that mean I could... What are you doing? I was trying to bait her into vaulting and then shooting her at the other side, but this works too. Thank you, man. Anyway, here, I'll show you guys real quick. Since like this whole video is basically me explaining things, if you like hug a window and then you're like off to the side, you can see the harpoon doesn't even go through the window. If you're like dead center on the window and shoot, it will. You can see the harpoon goes through and comes back. It's really weird. It seems like if you back up, though, it doesn't matter. If you back up, you can still shoot through the side. It's really weird. It feels like it's only if you're hugging the window and you're off to the side, the harpoon like won't even go through. Well, it went through there. I don't know. I don't know how it works. It just feels like sometimes it goes through and sometimes it doesn't. I actually don't even know, honestly. I thought I knew, but I guess I don't. Okay. I'm gonna let it break so she gets injured, and then I'm gonna Mori this guy. That sounds like a good plan. Can I Mori you, please? Why can't I Mori you? It won't give me the prompt. I'm trying to shoot this Jane in the fucking face, man. Let me just shoot her in the face. There we go. There we go. That's the stuff. That's the stuff. Yeah, buddy. That's the good stuff right there. All right, sweet. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still toying around a lot with his with his gun and his projectile, but it feels like a big thing that's going to be strong about this killer, and I hope a lot of people take time to experiment with this. It seems like a big thing that's going to be good with this killer is the fact that you're able to play almost every tile after the pallet's thrown. Almost everyone. Bang! If this last guy gets hatched, that's okay. Like, I was even playing Shack. Even Shack, after the pallet was thrown, I was, like, managing to play it. Because you can just, like, stand outside the window and then bait them. And it's so good. Like, there's so many... There's not very many tiles that, like, are completely safe against this killer. Because of, like, how precise the hitbox is and how many options you have as far as, like hitting your shot. This guy's Smeckledorfing me again, dude. He's fucking Smeckledorfing me once again. I don't want to be... Stop Smeckledorfing me, you bastard! Anyway, there's so many options and there's so much like potential for this guy. Oh, he's just dying. He's just dying. Do you want to get Mori in the shower? Oh, never mind. We're not in the shower. Goodbye, Dwight. Goodbye, Dwight. Farewell, my friend. Hey, GG, boys. GG. Well, that was a good one. Let's see how it looks on Pips. Pretty much crushed out Pips for the most part. The matchmaking was not amazing, but it is PTB, so like matchmaking is never going to be perfect on PTB, you know? What are you going to do? What are you going to do, man? So, hey, GGers. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys learned a thing or two. Hope you guys got a feel for the killer. Thank you guys so much for watching. FYI, I live stream this game like every night. Pretty much 6 nights a week I'm live from 9 p.m. Eastern time to 3 a.m. Eastern time, sometimes even later. So if you guys ever want to see more gameplay of this kind of stuff and see me experiment and, you know, see what kind of stuff I can pull off in an actual live stream, feel free to pop in, man. That's my main platform. I'm there like pretty much every night. It would really mean a lot to me if you guys popped in and said hello sometime. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, remember to give me a like. It's the easiest way to support. All my links will be below to my Twitch stream, my Discord, everything. My Twitter and all that. Feel free to sub if you guys liked as well. And I'm getting out of here. Hope you guys have an awesome rest of your night. I'm out of here. See ya. Take care. See ya. I'm out of here. See ya. I'll see you later. See ya. I'm out of here. See ya.